It's Monday. It's Cinco de Mayo. Paul Finebaum had things to say. So we've got to talk about it because he seems to be a little contradictory of what he's thinking, while at the same time, him talking about us got your boy concerned. So let's dive in. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. We are in officially list season, baby. Spring ball is done. School's about to be over. And all the talking heads are looking for things to talk about. But one thing that I've noticed, so the last couple of weeks, Oklahoma's been in everybody's mouth. We can't get it out. Which I understand because in a lot of the pundits' eyes, Oklahoma is one of the reclamation stories that they feel like is going to be has a huge trajectory next season. So, of course, they need to make sure they're on it early so they can say, hey, I told you Oklahoma's going to be good. Well, you know your boy here has been telling you, based upon the way things are aligned and set up, Oklahoma has one of the best chances of a massive bounce back and shocking season once again. Feels like we could see another one of those 10-2 type seasons because of all the pieces that Oklahoma's put together. We'll talk about portal stuff later this week. I should probably drop a video tomorrow, and we'll dive into the thoughts of the fall portal the winter portal and the spring portal and how all that stuff comes together. But Paul Finebaum had some stuff to say, not only in the show last week, but he's also on McElroy and Cubic in the morning last week talking about Oklahoma. And this is the quote that Paul Finebaum put out there. Let me go ahead and put this up. This is what he said. I feel really good about Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma has got it together from a quarterback standpoint, from an offensive coordinator standpoint, both of whom, of course, came from Washington State. I think they filled in some gaps. Now, here's the kicker. To me, is the one thing that really jumped out to make me question Paul Finebaum. This is what he said. I think Brent Venables realized that he just wasn't quite prepared for the SEC. Finebaum said. Also, I think bringing in somebody you guys know, Jim Nagy from Senior Bowl, may have been the best move of the offseason. I talk to NFL people a lot and college administrators, and everyone is raving about him. Well, as y'all know, your boy Jay, have been very much high on the Jim Nagy pickup because now you've got a guy that's going to be doing, to be honest, just about all the evaluations that you need. And that's not a bad thing. The thing, though, is that things are going to look a little different for us when it comes to recruiting. So the 26 class is going to be odd. It's going to be a little bit all over the place. It may not be settled the way I think it should be as early as you would like it to be settled. There's a lot of evaluations going out, and Jim has basically revamped the board, which is what you want. You want a GM to come in and feel comfortable taking over and, building this team the right way. And you also want a guy that isn't afraid to push back with everybody on how he feels about stuff. And I don't think Nagy has a single fear when it comes to that. Now, the thing that got a little contradictory for me is Finebaum has made this statement about Oklahoma and feeling like they're on the trajectory of a bounce back. But he also said on his show that he thinks Oklahoma is in for a good season. But he also said that not only is he high on Oklahoma, but he doesn't see 9 wins on the schedule. He sees no more than 8. Granted, he hasn't given us the teams that he feel like Oklahoma will lose to, but you probably can guess them. It's probably Texas. It's probably Alabama. It's probably LSU. And if he mixes in one more, probably thinking either Michigan or Tennessee on the road, something like that. But we're not getting a full answer from Paul Finebaum in regards to who he thinks Oklahoma can beat and won't beat. But I say this. The way Oklahoma is constructed today, I don't see 4 losses on the schedule. I see a lot of teams that will be in dogfights with Oklahoma. And that Tate Sandell pickup, the kicker from UTSA, kind of exemplifies what Oklahoma was trying to make sure of, is make sure they had got a kicker that can handle pressure situations under 50 yards that's going to have implications every single week. The expectation is Oklahoma's going to be in dogfights week in and week out. And I'm totally in the mindset and the mind frame in agreement with that. I think that Oklahoma will be in dogfights week over week over week over week. So if that's the case, Oklahoma is going to need to do everything it possibly can to make sure that they don't put themselves in a situation that their kicker can't get them out of. And I don't expect that. The defense is constructed in a way that it looks like there will be a better metric in measuring them. Like right now, like for example, last season, Oklahoma was rated number 10 in the country in ESPN's advanced metric in their defensive efficiency. And a few other defensive efficiency places I saw that the Sooners were ranked no lower than 15. So technically a top 15 defense, regardless of the metric or who measures it. That's huge. That top 15 defense was with a historically bad offense. Like an offense that was ranked 113th in total offense, 119th in passing offense, 76th in rushing, and 97th in scoring offense. You fired your OC because of it. Had nothing to do with anything besides the fact that the offense couldn't figure things out and the defense was saving them over and over and over and over and over again to the point where the defense would fall apart at the end of the game. Well, it doesn't appear we'll have that same problem this season. If you've got competence out of John Mateer or heck, even Michael Hawkins, I think Michael Hawkins would do a lot better with the Ben Arbuckle because Ben Arbuckle's actually going to institute an offense that makes sense. John Kuzieski as the quarterback coach, who was the QB coach for Cam Ward as well as John Mateer at Washington State, he comes in and brings a different dynamic that Oklahoma needs in order to be successful long term. So to me, as I take the words of a Paul Finebaum and hear what he's got to say, I am not in a position to feel that confident that he's talking about us, but I am in a position to say I'm a little concerned that everybody's starting to jump on the bus this early. I saw J.D. Piquel dropped a video on his raving about Oklahoma. I mean, and there's reasons to rave. Oklahoma's transfer portal pickups have been pretty illustrious. Like, it's been ridiculously great. Getting a John Mateer, getting a Jaden Ott at running back. I like Giovanni Gibson, Jermichael Carter, who we just picked up, but adding in with Giovanni, Keontae Lewis, Isaiah Satania, who Satania is going to be one. He's a sleeper that I'm going to talk about that you all are going to keep your eyes on. There's a lot to be excited about. Marvin Jones Jr., the former five-star, and then Kendall Daniels, who was a tackling machine for Oklahoma State, coming here. There's a lot of positives to look at going into the season, but now we are in list season, so expect me to talk about everybody's list. I ain't gonna put my own out. No reason to. But you'll hear me talk about power rankings, top 25. Joel Klatt just dropped his, so we'll drop a video on that a little bit later. I got to get somebody else's. I think Andy Staples has one. So I'll compare a couple and we'll talk about what makes sense and what doesn't. But let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. How you feeling about Paul Finebaum gassing up Oklahoma now? Definitely want to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll start breaking down the roster over the next few weeks. Like I said, we're in list season, so I'm trying to get you guys something daily. We're going to try to break down rosters. We're going to start talking through what the pundits are saying, the media, and their love for Oklahoma. We'll break a lot of that stuff down, and we'll chop it up with each one of you very soon. Peace.